Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW.
We start with breaking news tonight as authorities are looking for your help in finding a body. Word from the Cass County Sheriff's Office is that it's the body of a missing woman out of the Minneapolis area. 45-year-old Michelle Newell was last seen or heard from on August 28th. They've linked her death to this man. Timothy Barr is from Lakeville, Minnesota. He's being charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder without intent regarding Ms. Newell. An investigator told us tonight that one of the last areas they had phone contact with Barr was north of Emden, North Dakota. That was on August 31st before Newell went reported missing. They say her body may have been left in an abandoned barn or farm building. Now, investigators are asking people with barns or outbuildings on their property to check for anything unusual. You can also advise police of any buildings that the owners believe should be checked.
Kind of scary because we know that our school could get shot up or there could be a bomb somewhere, just with everything that's happening.
Another threat off of social media today, this one at an area school. It happened within the Central Cass High School, which is celebrating homecoming tonight. Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons traveled to Castleton and has our story.
A week of celebrating for the red and white in Castleton was disrupted in a big way when a student went to the administration office to report seeing a threat on social media involving weapons that could put them all in danger.
The concern was that there had been some reference to frustration and some weapons.
The threat was made in an Instagram conversation and word of it got around. One high school student says he saw the school taking precautions and the timing of things was concerning.
Because we had a Lyceum today, and that probably would have been a spot where they could have done it and caused the most amount of harm.
Administration immediately took the student who made the threat out of class to be questioned. They quickly determined there was no immediate threat to the school or the students.
We did recognize that there were some other issues going on in the life of the student that needed to be attended to.
Fornes says the student will be out of school and a reintegration plan will be put in place before returning. An email was also sent to parents notifying them of the threat and letting them know their children were safe.
I also know that with the recent hire of a school resource deputy, they actually have somebody on site to help address things too. So it's a mix of concern but also comfort knowing that the administration is prepared for events like this.
Incidents like this create opportunities for students and parents to talk about social media use and the simple guidelines to follow.
Because if you don't want someone to see it, then I wouldn't say it.
In Castleton, Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
School officials don't want the threat to put a damper on the goodness that's taken place this week. There was a service project midweek where students raised $2,400 for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. There's new information tonight about the threat made by a student against Fargo South High School. The district confirmed that the student is a team manager for one of the football teams at South and that he tagged 10 different Instagram profiles. Almost all of those profiles reference Fargo South football. What we don't know yet, and the district is still investigating, is the relationship between the student who posted the threat and these profile holders. The district doesn't have a timeline for their investigation. They still haven't talked with all of the students involved. That brings us now to our weather on this Friday, and let's hope the rain has moved on.
Rain has moved on here in Fargo. However, we got some stormy weather to talk about out there, and we're going to continue to see some breezy conditions out there. I don't know about you, but I used some extra hairspray today, and we're going to need some of that tomorrow as well. Live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam. The pavement dried after seeing some rain showers earlier this evening. The pavement nice and dry. I think we stay dry for the rest of the night here in Fargo. Current temperature 62 degrees with some breezy conditions out there. And again, those breezes will stay with us throughout the night. 59 degrees over in Valley City, 58 in Devils Lake, also 58 in Grand Forks, 65 down in the Sisseton area. Breezy to windy conditions across the region. Those will stay with us, maybe subside just a touch overnight tonight and then really pick up again as we head through the day on Saturday. The thickest of clouds off toward the north and the northwest, and underneath those clouds, that's where we're seeing the showers. And even some thunderstorms really blossoming right over Eddy County. We'll get a better look at those here in just a moment. We've got some rain that stretches from Bemidji over towards Fosston, the Climax and Fertile area, Crookston area, seeing some rain showers. That's sliding off towards the east. And off towards the west, there are those storms popping on up. These storms over 40,000 feet high, so some pretty good storms, but have not seen any indications of hail. But you're seeing quite a light show in this area. Those will continue to slide off towards the northeast and more developing down towards Stutsman County. Northern Plains, it's pretty active in our neck of the woods, and that continues all the way down into parts of western South Dakota and parts of Wyoming, where down in Colorado and parts of Wyoming, it changes over to snow. Some of the higher elevations may see upwards of a foot of snow. We're not going to have to deal with snow, but we do have those showers and storms we're going to have to deal with through most of the night across the Northern Valley. But by late tonight, early tomorrow morning, that area finally lifts on off towards the north. We'll start off the day on the quiet side with mostly cloudy skies. That it's really going to warm up in parts of the Southern Valley, including here in Fargo. We'll get into the lower 80s, and then we'll have that chance for some showers and thunderstorms later on in the day. And one or two of those could be on the strong side in the far southern valley as we head through the afternoon and evening. Any activity that forms tomorrow will quickly lift off towards the north. Here in Fargo, we'll start off the day in the lower 60s. Already breezy out there. Those breezes will continue by lunchtime. Those southerly winds and a bit of sunshine will warm us up into the mid-70s, getting up to around 80 by afternoon with that chance for one or two strong storms. Picture of the day. Thanks to Tiffany for sending this in. Some autumn woods over near Comstock. Thanks for sending that in. A gorgeous shot that we'll use as the background of our 7-day forecast. Some stormy conditions possible late Saturday with some warm temperatures. Much cooler on Sunday with some lingering showers. More showers possible on Monday. And then we warm it back up by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday into the low 70s.
Pretty picture.
Yeah, it's an amazing shot. We'll see more of those as the fall goes on.
Unfortunately, we know what that means.
Exactly.
All right, thanks, Robert. Campus police are investigating after UND's president received an email with an inappropriate picture attached. The woman in the photo is a professor at UND. 4 other employees at UND got the email as well. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter, Nicole Johnson, investigates.
It began as a romantic relationship. A 53-year-old Grand Forks man and a woman who's a professor at UND both were members of a website where they anonymously shared intimate photos, according to court documents. They go on to say she allowed him to share some pictures as long as no one could identify her. But trouble began after she broke things off. Days later, her boss, president at UND, and 4 others in his office got an email with one of those intimate photos. According to the protection order that she filed, the man she was seeing sent them. She was, quote, horrified and embarrassed and afraid to lose her job and reputation. Things got even worse when on that same day, her mom, in her 60s, got the photo too. The man claims in court documents that she was stalking him and that all this should be dismissed because she was the one creating porn. However, those investigating say charges could be filed against the 53-year-old. In North Dakota, revenge porn is against the law. In studio, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
We reached out to the UND professor. We haven't heard back. We also know the 53-year-old man has a criminal history. He's been charged before for violating a protection order. President Barack Obama vetoed a bill today that would allow family members of 9/11 victims to sue Saudi Arabia. The White House claimed it could expose U.S. diplomats and servicemen to litigation in other countries. Republican and Democratic leaders in Congress say they'll override Obama's veto next week. Obama has now issued 12 vetoes. Congress's override would be the first of Obama's presidency if successful. A federal judge has ordered the State Department to release some of the emails recovered from Hillary Clinton's private server ahead of the presidential election in November. The D.C. District Court judge says the department must release over 1,000 pages of emails between now and November 4th. It will then release any non-exempt documents aside from those that are determined to be duplicates of those already released. The judge's order comes as part of a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit brought by the legal watchdog group Judicial Watch. The biggest event so far of the 2016 election season is just 3 days away. The debate between Republican Donald Trump and Democrat Hillary Clinton could draw record numbers of viewers. The debate will be seen on our networks of NBC and CBS. It'll start at 8 o'clock. The Commission on Presidential Debates says there will be no commercial breaks for any reason, even if a candidate breaks out in a coughing fit. Clinton has experienced severe coughing episodes on the campaign trail, including a 4-minute choking fit in Cleveland. We are 46 days out of the general election, and starting today, voters in Minnesota and South Dakota are able to make their choices for president, the legislature, and a whole slate of other offices. They are among voters in a handful of states where early voting or no excuses absentee voting is underway. All you have to do is go to your county auditor's office and request a ballot, or you can request one online. It'll be sent to you in the mail. Just be sure that it's at the auditor's office by Election Day. We have a link under the hot button at valleynewslive.com if you'd like to request a ballot. Absentee voting in North Dakota begins on Thursday. The Refugee Resettlement Program will be taken up by Fargo City Commissioners Monday night. It's been specifically requested on the agenda by Commissioner Dave Pepcorn. Commissioner Pepcorn says he has many questions about the program and wants to know just how much money is being spent on it. He also says the city's costs are in the millions of dollars, and so are the school districts. Commissioner Pepcorn adds that the city has zero input with the program. He says his questions arose after Cass County Commissioner Chad Peterson discussed his concerns with the program.
The group that comes in, as of last year, we think costs $250,000. Now that actually compounds with the folks that came in before and the folks that came in before. Because generally speaking, the people that are needing our help don't suddenly stop needing our help that next year.
Valley News Team's immigration and relocation reporter Bradford Eric will be at Monday's commission meeting. He'll have the latest for you Monday night on Valley News Live at 9 right here on CW and on Valley News Live 10 at 10. In sports, Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles are 2-0 as they prepare to host the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. A lot of quarterback comparisons are being thrown out this week, with Wentz taking on Ben Roethlisberger. Wentz saying it's flattering, but he admits he has a long way to go before he would compare himself to Big Ben. The two actually have a bit of a history. They share the same agent, and Wentz had the opportunity to work out with him in California.
You know, we didn't really talk a lot about football. We talked, I mean, he's a big outdoorsman guy, and we talked a little bit about our backgrounds and what we like to do off the field. But, you know, he's a great guy, and I'm looking forward to competing against him.
Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles will be taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers Sunday at 3:25. You can watch that on CBS, here locally on KX. Up next, unrest in Charlotte and this cell phone video released today surrounding the shooting behind it all.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.